And then Priyeshu, they're traveling? Traveling or something?
I don't really know.
Okay. No problem. Vimender, come ahead. Shall we start? Sita, shall we start now? Yeah? Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai. Hare Krishna. Surprise. Good. So, Gita, can someone please give me? It's okay. We were in 9th chapter. Last time we only did recap, right? Anybody remembers what we were discussing? Last week we didn't have a class, right? Last week, so 2 weeks ago.
9.7.
Yeah.
And then last time we discussed about houses Srishti and that.
Yeah, we showed the whole picture. Yes. You remember anything, Pratibha? What do you remember? What do you remember from the diagram?
There are multiple universes.
There are multiple universes. Okay. Where are they?
It is in the womb. It's like a sheep.
Where are the multiple universes? Not the multiple planetary systems.
Yeah.
Planetary systems are there within the universe. That's where, which is there in the stem, which coming from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Where are the multiple universes situated? Yeah, they come out from the breath of Narayana, from every single pore of his body. They come out, Mahavishnu. So they're all lying in a water called as Karana Sagara. Yeah. It is the causal ocean. It is the cause from which material creation is happening. It is the Karana Sagara. Inside each universe, there is also half filled with water, and that water is called as Garbha Sagara. This is like the amniotic fluid which is there in the Garbha, right? So there, the person who is lying down is called as Garbha Udaka Shai Vishnu. One who is sleeping outside, the Karana Udaka, Udaka is water, Shai Vishnu. Yeah. So from Garbha Udaka Shai Vishnu, from his navel comes a lotus. Top of the lotus is Brahma. The stem of the lotus is the entire planetary systems. Yeah, which we discussed, like 14 planes of existence. We're in the middle. Why were we discussing all these things?
He said,
What was the theme?
Entities are within him and all the entities are not within him.
It's confusing, right? I did explain it, how he was telling it.
I think before you going on,
Yeah, yeah. What did I explain? So open 9 point, I think 9.4, 9.5, right? Yeah, 9.4, 9.5. You can read. Let's make sure you understand.
Yeah, 2 class discussion.
Let's repeat. They don't remember. I will not move until you understand. Yes, Ashish ji, read 9.4.
9.4. Pages have 9.7.
Yeah,
Just 1 minute.
no problem. Saitya, you read.
I mean, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them.
Yeah, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarvabhutani na chaham teshu avasthitaha. Right, everything is in Krishna, but
Krishna is not in them.
but this is like defying what we have been studying so far, right? I did explain how this is. Nobody caught it, I guess. How is this, Sita Maya? It's all Sita Maya. Krishna says, by me in my unmanifest form, this entire universe is provided. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Krishna is there in us or not?
He is there.
He's telling he's not there. This is where English as a language falls short. I gave one explanation last time that when Krishna says this, it is not that he is not there. He is not like how we come to existence and how we go back from existence to non-existence. Remember, I told the whole period when the entire universe is filled with water, we don't exist anymore, universe shrinks, goes back to be on the surface of Narayana. So at that point of time, it doesn't mean that just because Krishna is there everywhere, doesn't mean that he ceased to exist that time. Second, you need to understand the Sanskrit a little bit. Mat sthani sarva bhutani. Sthana, stha means situated. So for us to be situated, we need Krishna. We can't exist by ourselves. We just can't exist by ourselves. There needs a place for which can give us shelter. Na chaham teshu avasthita, but Krishna does not need us for his existence. Does it make sense? So every single living entity needs a place where it can rest, where it can stay, where it can exist. So that's the, so anytime you see the stha, that's the whole thing, right? Sthana. Sthana is position. And you need a place where you are positioned. Right now we are positioned here. If there is no space, if there is no shelter, we can't exist. We just can't exist. Krishna can exist. Yeah. He is not dependent on anything for his existence. He doesn't need anything because from him everything is coming.
So, can I,
Yeah, sure.
that's what you mean when you say in English it is misleading. Right?
Yeah, so
Trying to do
yeah.
true translation.
Yes, so when you say in English, it's a bit, in English.
Oh, Krishna is not in you, but
Yes.
you are in Krishna. But
Yes.
actually, what it means is Krishna doesn't need you,
Yes.
but you need.
Yeah. So stha, that's what is an important thing. Stha, right? Stha is like where you are positioned, where you are sheltered, where you are. Hey Shriji, Hare Krishna. Is that okay? Clear? Even with that understanding, next shloka will put you off. See the way I did you understand? You couldn't hear. So Krishna is saying, Mat sthani sarva bhutani na chaham teshu avasthitaha. All the living entities, they need mat sthani. They are sthana. They have been positioned in Krishna. But Krishna doesn't need a position in anywhere for him to exist. We need. Right? From our side, we need a place for wherein we can exist. We need a sthana. In space is still material. We need shelter. That's a better word. We can't exist ourselves. Yeah,
All by ourselves.
we can't exist. Na chaham teshu avasthita, but Krishna doesn't need anything for his existence. Yeah. So we need, but Krishna doesn't need. So when you say it in English, all beings are in me, but I am not in them, that's a bit, yeah, it's English, what to do. Okay? But even with that, when we move to the next, Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogameshwaram. That's where is the, what I was telling last time. Nacha matsthani bhutani pashyame yogameshwaram. Just because we do exist in Krishna doesn't mean that we automatically have what belongs to him. Because right now we are conditioned with our own idea of life. So we cease to exist. At some point of time, body's existence, it hibernates and then comes back again. It hibernates and comes back again, and hibernates and comes back again. Yeah. Of course, in a very long span of time, it's very difficult to understand now. But in a long span of time, when you see billions of years, hundreds of billions of years, maybe trillions of years, I don't even know what's the number next after trillion. When you look at that long span of life, what's happening to us is that we are coming to existence. We are going through, I don't know how many thousands of life cycles in different forms. And eventually we are hibernated. And the whole universe is not existing anymore. It's not there. This space is not there. Whatever you see outside is not there. It ceased to exist. All these things doesn't exist anymore. And space is expanded now, it's manifested now, and the entirety of it unmanifests. So all the living entities are in hibernation. They don't function at all. And then they come back again. Yeah. But Krishna is not undergoing things like that. So when we are getting even though we are positioned in, everything is Krishna, but that doesn't mean that I automatically have the characteristics of it. Yeah? I am still undergoing material existence. But if we can get over that plane of existence, yeah, Bhuta by definition is something which is physical, a living entity which is having a physical, material form. Yeah, that's by definition what is Bhuta. Yeah, it is coming from Pancha Mahabhutas. Yeah, so something which he's not talking about the living entities here. To really understand this, he's not talking about the Atma. He's talking about Jivatmas who are having material bodies. Yeah, they're having a specific way of existing, which are totally affected by the Jivatma with the bhauta body, physical body. Yeah, Jivatma with the body. So that's the whole idea here. That every whatever you see, they all need shelter. We are right now in Krishna, but that doesn't mean that we have the same characteristic. We are separate. Yeah. So this matter behaves in a specific way. It has an end, and then begins again, and then ends again, and then begins again. So that's how, in a cycle, it just keeps happening. But Krishna is not like that. So, Bhuta Bhranna cha Bhutastho Mamatma Bhuta Bhavana. I'm not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself, is very source of creation. He is not undergoing the kind of transformation. Krishna is not undergoing. We are undergoing transformation. Krishna is not undergoing transformation. Because he's always situated in transcendence. Okay? Then there is an example which I think you had discussed a few weeks ago. And then just to give you the understanding that what Krishna is trying to say, verse 7, we come to this. It's sort of when you understand the entirety of it, then you can understand what is the line of thinking which Krishna has. So please repeat. Actually, we all read together, right? So from 7 onwards. Let us read 7 onwards. Everybody has it? Yeah, 9.7. Okay, Sarvabhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punastani Kalpadau Visrajamyaham Prakritim Swam Avashtabhya Visrajami Punah Punah Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam Avasham Prakriter Vashat Nachamam tani karmani nibadhanti dhananjaya udasina vadasinam asaktam teshu karmasu mayadhyakshena prakritihi suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagadviparivartate avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. 7, please someone read translation. मुझे नहीं चाहिए. Yeah. Someone read, please. 7. No, translation.
O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again.
Yeah. So at end of Kalpa, we have discussed this, right? So the whole thing, the entirety of creation is filled with water. Other than Brahma, no one is existing. Only Brahma is existing, and Brahma is sleeping. Kalpa is a day of Brahma, remember? So Kalpa is divided into Manvantaras, 14 Manvantaras. Each Manvantara is divided into 71 Divya Yugas. Yeah. So Kalpa is one day of Brahma. At the end of the day of Brahma, Brahma sleeps. Yeah. When the Brahma sleeps, whole universe until that lotus, it's all filled with water. So where are the living entities going? Hibernating. Brahma wakes up again, it starts creating again. So start getting the body again. Yeah. And then this is one cycle which happens every day of Brahma. Now at the end of Brahma's life, Brahma dies. The whole universe ceases to exist. It unmanifests.
It's not same as hibernation, right?
This one is hibernation. At the end, universe in itself ceases to exist. It doesn't exist anymore. Unmanifests. And then living entities are beyond time and space. They are still in hibernation that time also. It is much longer hibernation. Now it's a smaller hibernation. The end of the day of at the end of the life of Brahma, much longer hibernation.
The entire Brahmanda, what happens to that under?
It unmanifests. It doesn't exist anymore. At the end of फट जाता है नहीं. It ceases to exist. Right now it is expanding. Yeah.
Still expanding.
It's expanding. Eventually it starts contracting and then contracting and contracting and then gets into nothing.
Is it like like we are now in Kali Yuga, right? So Dwapar Yuga, everyone died and then.
But that's just within like one Divya Yuga. This is like.
It's like everyone dying is like.
No, not everybody died in Dwapara Yuga. People existed across the transition from Dwapara Yuga to Kali Yuga. Enough people existed who saw the Dwapara Yuga part also and Kali Yuga part also. The end of Kali Yuga, Kalki is going to come and then kill everybody, and then Satya Yuga will start. But nothing much happens. Only the time changes. Like, okay, nice. Everything is nice now.
And when Satyuga will start, then the next Divya will again start.
Yes, that's the next Divya Yuga cycle.
Next
Yeah, this is 28th Divya Yuga in which Manvantara?
27.
28th Divya Yuga in which Manvantara? 7th Manvantara. Which Manvantara is that? Yes. Yes, Vaivasvata.
Vaivasvata.
Yeah, Vaivasvata. Manvantara's name is Vaivasvata. So, in that Manvantara, 28th is going on, and then 29th will start afterwards. Like that, there is eventually 71 will get over, and then next Manu will come. Okay?
And that is when it ceases to exist.
No. After that, 9th will come. After that, 10th will come, and 11th will come, 12th will come, 13th will come, 14th will come, and after 14th Manu, Kalpa is over then. And Brahma goes to sleep.
It's like one day of.
It's one day of Brahma. Right? He goes to sleep. Huh? Like that he is living for one full day. One full day comprises of one kalpa full day time, one kalpa full night time. That's 8.64 billion years. Yeah. That's one day. Like that he lives 1 year, like that he lives 100 years. And he dies.
It's like highly rapid.
Yeah, come on. It's so simple. Right? So, most important thing is we hibernate, we come back. We hibernate, we come back. Of course, when we are coming back, we are transforming so much. Body to body to body to body. क्या हो गया? अच्छा, स्ट्रॉबेरी चाहिए?
He had already eaten 5.
So happy! I got strawberry.
And the souls exist between
Souls are always existing. They're not having anything to perform.
between Brahmas.
Yeah. Souls always exist. Souls don't cease to exist. Bodies cease to exist. Souls are there, hibernated.
Hibernated in the sense sleep.
No actions. They don't have anything to perform.
Zero thought, zero.
Yes. Not shunya as such. They're there, but they're not function. There is no. See, we need something to perform, right? Imagine this whole thing is contracted. Your body, including everything, is contracted. I don't have a place to function. There is no space to function. There is no matter to give me anything. It's just not there. Unmanifest. The entirety of matter unmanifests. Living entities exist, but they are not really functioning. They are not active at all. Bodies, this one is matter, right? This is part of totality of matter. You agree? Atma is separate, but this one belongs, in totality, it belongs to nature. In totality, 100%. That ceases to exist. It doesn't exist anymore. It just unmanifests. It's called as Mahat Tattva. The entirety of matter put together is called as Mahat Tattva. Mahat Tattva unmanifests. It is not existing anymore. The living entities by default then don't have anything to perform any activity. So, yeah, they don't. They're existing, but they don't have any activity.
Do they have the understanding of
No.
Krishna at that time?
No.
Nothing. But then they are too made of Satchidananda.
Yes. It's like Sushupti. You can understand this. When it's Sushupti, so there are 4 states of existence: Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, and Turiya.
And Turiya.
Yeah, Turiya. Turiya means 4th. So Jagrata, you're awake. Swapna, you're dreaming. Sushupti is it's dreamless sleep. So actually your mind shuts down. It's not active. Sushupti means mind is not active. Swapna, mind is active. Mind is still creating. So you're dreaming, right? You're still acting. You as a person are still acting. Sushupti, you're not acting.
This happens when
You're in deep sleep basically.
when you are tired, super tired.
Yeah, deep sleep, right? So you are not really having any existential realizations anymore. No awareness, no nothing, right? So Sushupti. Right? So it's deep sleep. Right? There is no mind is basically shut down. Hey, Shriji, why are you fighting with everyone? क्या हो गया?
Shiji, you're stopping.
Shriji, here strawberry, one more, 6th one, 7th one.
Oh, they're counting.
Yeah, good job.
Yes, it's yours.
What were we discussing? I forgot. I'm sorry. Sushupti, yeah. So mind is not active. Nothing is active. So you really don't have any idea of who you are. There is the 4th one. Turiya means 4th. The 4th level of existence wherein you are actually conscious. And you're not conscious of this one. You're conscious of your original position. That's Turiya. So that's basically Krishna consciousness, where you are understanding your own position, Krishna's position. Meaning of Turiya. So that's really liberated state. But yeah, what living entity is undergoing during this hibernation, basically, yeah, it's something like Sushupti, which you also have an experience sort of. You don't have any idea of who you are, what you are, where you are, right? Suddenly you wake up and then you need a few seconds sometime to figure out हो कहाँ हो, right? इंडिया में हो, नेदरलैंड्स में हो, घर पे हो, बाहर हो, किसके घर पे हो, क्या हो रहा है, right? It needs a bit of time sometimes. If you're in deep sleep, you get up suddenly and You need to first process, and because you lose the whole context. So, in the case of Jivatmas, eventually Paramatma sets those initial conditions कि जहाँ पर life end हुआ था फिर से शुरू होता है. Karmic baggage continues. Yeah. So the initial conditions are set by Paramatma then. कि somebody was supposed to be a very beautiful person. They'll be born as a very beautiful person in next life, right away. Right? So, or somebody is supposed to be suffering from something, whatever. So that whole thing is set again, things are set to motion by Paramatma again. Yeah. So Krishna is not undergoing this transformation, living in it is in material conditioning. We undergo these transformations again and again and again. Kalpakshaye punastani kalpado visrajamyaham. Yeah. So he is the one who is giving that initial conditions. He is the one who is setting the whole motion again. Go into hibernation, come back. Same thing at the end also, longer hibernation, we come back again. Just keep looping.
Even when Krishna takes the human form, like he did during the Mahabharata, is he not undergoing the transformation? Because he was a child and then he grew up. So in that form, isn't he undergoing the transformation?
He did until when he was 16 years. Until 16 years, he did grow, but then he stopped.
Okay.
Even in the battlefield, he was 125 or some years old, but he was not an old person. He was just Navayavana. So as part of the Leela, he did, he was a small boy and then small baby and then became eventually, there was no teeth in the beginning, started getting teeth. He was not able to walk in the beginning, started walking, crawling, all these things, normal transformations until he became 16. Yavana. And the moment he hit Yavana, and that's it. Right? But that's just how Krishna did the play here when he came to perform the Leela. Now, a good example for you to understand is Narsimha. It's better, right? So, Narsimha came from a pillar. Yeah. Narsimha can come out of pillar now also, from here, wherever. So, as such, Krishna is of a different characteristic than how we are. So, that's why Krishna tells in 11th shloka, you'll be surprised, your question is answered in verse 11. You can go to that because we already just started talking about it. I'll come back to the other verses later. Read the translation. 11. 9:11. We'll come back to the other verses afterwards. Because
Sorry.
Ma mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhutam maheshwaram. That avajananti ma mudha avajananti avajananti. They don't understand. Mudha manushim tanumashritam. I came in human form.
That was more just now.
We all are, even now, because we really don't understand Krishna's position. Right? Even after reading also we don't understand, because that needs realization. Right? But that's a good step forward to understand that, oh yeah, I'm a mood. Good, right? So, Manushim Tanumashritam, Krishna's human form is not the human form which we have. We have been under the karma, and because of that we have got this. Krishna is not under the karma. He chooses to come like that, which he has described before, previous verses. Param bhavam ajananto. Right? We don't understand Krishna's higher nature. How he is coming, what exactly he is doing. We don't understand. Mama bhuta maheshwaram. That he is the supreme controller of everything, whatever is there. So that is a good... just fast forward to the later verses, but good. Yes, Ranga, you had a question?
Question is, even Brahmaji is not fully liberated because he is under the cycle of birth and death. In other words, pure devotees are more exalted than the devotees positions. So,
So-
they go directly to Krishna and they essentially don't circle in this universe.
So first of all, we should not use this word demigod. Unfortunately, it's been used in Greek Roman mythology. Demigod is somebody who is born from the interaction of gods and humans. So from that perspective, we can call Pandavas as demigods because they were produced by the interaction of devatas and humans. Devata is a different word altogether. Brahma is a very special category of Devata, and our Brahma is a pure devotee. Yeah. So, however, that doesn't mean that every other Brahma is also pure devotee. Brahma is a living entity to begin with. He's an Atma, which is not in the category of Krishna. In most cases, sometimes if there is no qualified person to become Brahma, then Krishna himself becomes Brahma, right? Then it is Krishna himself. But in most cases, there are living entities who can become Brahma. It's like, getting somebody becoming president of America. Anybody can become president of America, right? You just need to win the election. Now, to become Brahma, you need to have qualification. Right? So, Shastras describe how one can become Brahma. Ranga wants to become Brahma. Ranga needs to live 100 lives spotless. No single mistake whatsoever. Absolutely according to Dharma. 100 lives. 101st life, Ranga is Brahma now. Yeah, he can become. So, now whether pure devotees are bigger than Brahma or smaller, these are all comparative things we should try to avoid. How does it help? Who is bigger, who is smaller? Right? A pure devotee always thinks that I am the smallest of the small, I am the worst of everything, I am not qualified at all. Right? So that's the qualification of a pure devotee, to think that I am just insignificant. Yeah. So when somebody understands that, that's how the greatness comes, because in their understanding, they're thinking insignificant. From our perspective, analysis, how it can help, who is big, who is small. It's just, that's the duality. We always put ourselves into, oh, this is good, that's bad. Oh, this is big, this is small. Right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
But I think it will rephrase my question.
Sure, go ahead. You can rephrase now. Yes.
Brahma is a devotee. And he is exalted. And you also explained the process. Somebody else becomes so eligible to become Brahma. But Brahma is also living in the material.
He is living in the material universe,
So
yes.
Brahma, in order to go back to Goloka Vaikuntha, should do some more things.
See, Vaikuntha, we discussed, is a state of consciousness. Yeah. You can live in Vaikuntha in Amsterdam. So Brahma also can live in Vaikuntha in Brahmaloka. Yeah. So Vaikuntha is not a physical material space where somebody needs to go. It's how your consciousness works. If anybody is without anxiety whatsoever, Vaikuntha is a place where there is no anxiety. Can happen only when somebody surrenders fully to Krishna. There is no anxiety at all for personal sense gratification. How do I enjoy? How do I enjoy? That thing is not there. The moment somebody reaches that consciousness, that's called as Vaikuntha. Yeah? So Brahma can live in Vaikuntha. You can also live in Vaikuntha right now. You don't need to go somewhere. Yeah. So unfortunately, we keep thinking that I need to go somewhere. You don't need to go anywhere. You're in Amsterdam, Amsterdam can become Vaikuntha. Your heart can become Vaikuntha. Yeah. The moment you realize Krishna in the heart, you're living in Vaikuntha. Okay? So that's one perspective. The second perspective is that from the whole time is a relative object. You may think that, oh, somebody is a pure devotee now, Brahma is still, he is serving, he has to do all these things, he has to sleep and then again create. But then It's a relative object. Someone who is a pure devotee, they're basically beyond time and space. Because time is relative. So all this, oh, when did you graduate? 2004. When did you graduate? 2008. So then, yeah, we are like, okay, I am 4 years senior than this person. Right? But when somebody becomes pure devotee, then they transcend. That's the meaning of transcending time. You are not under the relative plus minus of time anymore or space anymore. All these things you transcend. So it doesn't matter, somebody becomes into Krishna, fully Krishna conscious today, or tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, or 100 years from now. It really doesn't matter. Because time is relative. Yeah. It's functioning in this universe right now in certain ways. But when you transcended. You're eternal being then. There is no beginning, there is no end. So in that scale, how does it matter, little bit here and there, So, okay? Is that fine? Anything else? I'm really happy these lights are on today. Giving really good ambience. Very nice. Yes.
So, like in 9.7, we are discussing about the pralaya. At the end of Kalpa, the pralaya happens. So, like in Srimad Bhagavatam 12 canto, there are 4 types of pralaya are explained. So, this is I'm telling this because we can relate in our life, and then it can help us in getting more basically connected. So one is like when Brahmaji dies, as Prabhu mentioned, after 100 years. So that's a pralay. So that's when the entire Brahmanda is destroyed. After that, another is a kalpa, like Nainitic pralay, which happens like at the end of every kalpa. So that at the end of Brahma's every day, 12 hours. And then third pralay is mentioned as a Nitya pralay. So if you see in this world, everything is getting destroyed. So even we see that winter comes, then leaves, the trees goes. Our body is deteriorating every minute, like every second. It's so everything in this world is bound to be destroyed. It cannot be stay forever. So that Nitya Pralay is even happening with us also. So with our body. So everywhere this the phenomenon of this entire creation is there is a creation, maintenance happening, and the destruction, and all these 3 things are happening simultaneously. So sometimes like certain destruction happen in our life, we get really like affected by that. But if you see in the entire universe, everywhere we see the destruction happening. Even now also when we are speaking, so many living entities are created and they are getting destroyed. So this Nitya Pralay is happening with us also every moment. So that's make us little bit. Uh, it can make us conscious that okay, this is happening with me. So let me use the time which Prakriti has given me in this human form of life. And the fourth pralay they mentioned as a Atma pralay, like that means when a person is liberated, basically when person gets self realization, then that time he basically goes out. Like he's not then he achieves the higher spiritual consciousness. So then it doesn't matter for that person whether he is in which body, like Vivek Maharaj, when he become liberated. It doesn't mean whether he was in the Vitrasur's body or any. So like that, these 4 pralay are
What's
mentioned.
the fourth called?
I'm not sure about the exact terminology, but it's about when person is actually perfect his life, self-realization, then he operates in a different domain, basically, not bound by this. Of course, his body might have the transformation, but on a conscious level, it doesn't affect that person. So I wanted to stress more on the Nitya Pralaya because that's happening. We are seeing those examples in our life, and that is just, that's how the world is working. So we can tune our consciousness to something which is meaningful and for which this life is given. So that can actually help us. Sorry.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Good. Anything else? I don't know what's the time.
It's 8:24.
Oh, wow. Enough time. Any questions? Ashish ji? Ashish ji, this is science. It cannot be better science than this. Purest data science ever. Yes, Ranga?
Something from experience.
Yeah.
The most difficult thing is fully surrendering to Krishna.
Yes.
We know from logic and from common sense, any interview that we should fully surrender to Krishna,
Yeah.
but we still believe that we are doing actions.
Yes.
Some of the actions. For example, if I go to doctor,
Yes.
I feel like asking 10 questions.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to the point where I'm like, okay, Krishna is going to do everything.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about not taking any actions like, for example, a student needs to study, a person in a particular profession must do his work and must try to do his duties properly. But at some point, we still feel like we are doing things and we get angry because we feel like we should do some things right now. But at a macroscopic level, Krishna is the driver. How do we?
How do we do what?
That's what it's very difficult to let completely to Krishna surrender. Like,
Yeah, so surrender to Krishna doesn't mean that you stop acting your responsibility, right? It doesn't mean that. Surrendering has 6 aspects. Right? Anukulyasya sankalpam, pratikulyasya varjanam, rakshashiti iti vishwasaha, goptrutve varanam, atmanikshepa, karpanya. These are the 6 aspects of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpam means you accept everything, whatever is favorable for being Krishna conscious. Pratikulyasya varjanam, you reject everything which is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. Rakshashiti iti vishwasa, you have firm conviction in your heart, Krishna is going to protect. Goptatva Varanam means you have firm conviction in your heart that Krishna is going to maintain you. Atmanikshepa is you're not going to go and bother Krishna that I'm chanting since so many years, whatever, I'm doing so much of service, when will you take me somewhere? Whatever, when will you give me liberation? When will you do whatever for me? You're laid back in terms of what Krishna has to do with you. You'll never ever pester Krishna about कुछ हो नहीं रहा है क्यों, right? So you're happy just doing service, that's it. You will never ever ask Krishna कुछ तो करो, right? I'm suffering so much, little bit some. You'll never ask Krishna. It's Atmanikshepa. Then being humble. These are the 6 aspects of Sharanagati. It's an active process. Yeah. Sharanagati is not just a theory, it's an active process. It's about how your consciousness is functioning. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with taking responsibility. If you're going to doctor, you need to ask questions. Why not? You have to ask questions because you need to know. But if you're thinking from the perspective that just by asking question, because of my ability I'm going to fix it all, then that's not surrender. But if you need to take care of your dependents or for yourself or whatever, you need to be responsible. That's why Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara, Krishna tells, Yudhyacha. You have to perform your battle. Mam Anusmara. Keep remembering, be Krishna conscious, but not that you just chalo, I just keep remembering Krishna and then you sleep. Right? You have to act. The actions need to be in surrender. And surrender is a process, has 6 aspects. Right? It's about how your consciousness is moving as you're functioning. Are you thinking, I am the doer? Right? In ego, we think I am the doer. Krishna says in Gita, those who are completely under the egoistic platform. Prakritehi kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. As such, all these actions by itself are being carried out by Prakriti. And speaking, Atma is not speaking. Mouth is speaking. There's a desire from the Atma that I should speak. The Prakriti is facilitating that. Because of that, I'm able to speak. Yeah. There is a feedback loop in with the speech. The speech is connected with the ear. If someone's ear doesn't work, they can't speak. Because you will never know what you're telling. Because of a feedback loop, you get to know. कि बोल क्या रहे हो? How much loud is it? How much mild is it? Right? So even without your putting any effort, Prakriti has enabled you to even speak, right? Moving, whatever. So when Bhagavatam explains every single limb has a devata associated with it. With their power, you're able to move things. Right? So Prakritehi kriyamanani gunahi karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma. Mudha. Ahankara vimudhatma. One who is really vimudha, totally lost with ego, thinks that kartaham, I'm the one who is doing everything. Yeah. So that's the opposite of being Krishna conscious. Being Krishna conscious means you understand, yes, you need to do the duty, but you are not the doer. And you are in surrender as an active process, not just thinking about it, but as an active process. You live in surrender. Okay? Yes.
When you mention 6 steps of Sharanagati, so the third and fourth seem same.
Actually, I felt fourth and fifth felt same.
Avasyanakshibhi Vishwasa that Krishna will protect me.
Yeah.
And Gotruttevaram is like
Krishna is going to maintain. Yes.
So protection.
Yeah. So protection is about, of course, not about the body. Right? Protection is about Krishna protecting our bhakti. Maintenance is about maintenance. I need to exist. Right. So me as an infinitesimal, insignificant entity, if I think that I need to maintain myself, and that's how we all think that I need to maintain myself, that's how everybody thinks that maintenance is coming from me. It's about taking ownership of how we do things. And every single thing, whatever we are doing with this sense of proprietorship, sense of entitlement that I need to maintain myself with my own efforts. Right? It is actually not reality. It's just a false sense of existence. It is not reality. It's really not how things are, but we feel like it. Yeah. So someone who is in surrender doesn't feel that. They understand, no, I don't need to do anything for my maintenance. Of course, they're doing things, but they don't think it's because of me I'm being maintained. They understand Krishna is maintaining you because even the body is also given by Krishna. Right? So that's about maintenance. It's about how we are functioning, all across. And then Rakshashititi, that's basically how in terms of whenever there is anything going on, plus minus whatever goes on in the world, our conviction doesn't get wavered. The sudden shock doesn't mean that, oh my God, is this right path? So Vishwasa is not just faith. It's not just belief. Vishwasa is something like, for example, first time when I saw Ashish ji, there is no Vishwas. Right? Who puts Vishwas? I just met him. If you put Vishwas, it's called as blind. Right? I happened to meet Ruchiji first day last year, Karthik. If I put Vishwas, It's blind only. Where is the substantiating factor here? Vishwasa you build over time, right? So I have full Vishwasa now. If I tell Ashish something, he will get it done. As long as things are in his, right? At least he will give it a try. Let's put it like that. Right? I have a Vishwas. But that's not based on just first meeting. It's just over the period has grown. So that's something which we have developed with Krishna then. Right? That yes, Krishna is going to protect. There is no external factor which can affect your bhakti. Nothing. Nobody in the entirety of creation or no thing in the entirety of creation can come and affect your bhakti. Krishna is going to come and stand if there is something, any external factor which is standing for between you and Krishna. Krishna will just remove it. Doesn't matter. And that's the protection Krishna is going to give. Now, one may always wonder, like, Krishna protected Parikshit from in the womb, right? Why not later, right? So, but then it doesn't matter. That's the meaning of protection. The protection is always provided, and it's not for the body. It's not for the body. Anyway, body has to undergo transformation. We can't really avoid. Protection is given on a higher platform. It's always provided, and for a person who is surrendered, is provided in a different context. And that person is always in union with Krishna. Imagine a state of existence wherein we have this amazing best friend. We were talking about it a few weeks ago, right? A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about it. Having a best friend who is so amazing, never ever going to ditch you, right? He's always there with you, no matter what. He's there. So bodily transformation seems very superficial. Then it's okay, no problem. It's like somebody comes and tells, your friend is coming and telling that, "Ye kya ghar pe reh rahe ho? I'll take you to a place which is a paradise." He's your best friend, and he has an amazing resort in Hawaii, let's say. You're excited for the next journey, right? And somebody living in a house in Amsterdam, from there to an amazing, your own island in Hawaii. Imagine that. And you have a whole island, an amazing resort in a nice place. So you're excited then. My friend has so many and he's giving me something. You're excited. So transformation really feels very superficial. It really doesn't matter. For us, looking from outside, looks, oh my God, Parikshit died. It's too much. Janmejay got into shock. How can my father die? He सबके सब सांप को मैं मार दूंगा अभी. He got into a feeling which is just external. Eventually he comes back to consciousness, of course, but that's what happens to us also. We get into a shock. How can this happen? How can Krishna do this? Because we are stuck in bodily platform. We need to transcend. It's okay. It's a journey, and we will go through it, and we can experience emotions. It doesn't mean that we need to become emotionless. When Abhimanyu died, Krishna was crying, Arjuna was crying, right? But both of them were not like, oh my God, I just keep crying for next 100 years. Right? Next day morning happened, they're out. Yes, one can have experiences, can have emotions, but not to the extent that it affects your dharma, affects your own functioning. So that's between 3 and 4. 4 and 5. Fifth one is about not imposing on Krishna. So you understood third one, right? About protection. Fourth one is about maintenance. Fifth one is about not imposing on Krishna, because most of the times, majority of our devotees think, I need to go back somewhere. Krishna, when are you going to take me back? Right? Krishna, I've been suffering so much here. Take me back somewhere.
The way I interpret it,
Yeah.
4 also is putting faith in Krishna, that Krishna will take care at, of course, at the level of Atma.
Yeah.
And 5 also is about taking care.
No. 5 is from your feeling that you will never ever impose on Krishna and asking Krishna for anything. Yeah. That Krishna, I need something. Whether it's for the body, for the whatever spiritual advancement or material advancement or whatever, doesn't matter. You will never ever impose anything on Krishna.
Doesn't matter what it is, never.
Yes, never impose that. Why are you not doing something? I am. Sometimes people undergo some health situations or financial situations or whatever. Doesn't matter. So many different situations. They never ever ask Krishna back. Like Pandavas, like the Draupadi, like the Kunti, they never ever ask Krishna, कर क्या रहे हो मेरे life में? Like what exactly, we are supposed to be your devotees, right? This other party is not supposed to be your devotees. They are not devotees. Seemingly things are going well with them. हमारे साथ हो क्या रहा है? Like what exactly is going on? And never ask Krishna.
But wasn't the act of asking Krishna to help in the war?
Yeah, they went and they sought Krishna's support, but there also you see that when Arjuna and Duryodhana were there, Duryodhana wanted army. He wanted actual sizable thing. Krishna gave first opportunity to ask Arjuna. Right? Arjuna was there, Duryodhana was there. Krishna told, let Arjuna ask first. There are two parties. I have my entire army. I am there. You both can choose whether you want my army or you want me. I am not going to fight. Yeah. And Duryodhana became really depressed at that point of time. क्या हो गया? जो भी मैं पूछने के लिए आया था, it's all gone. This guy is going to choose the army. Not if this Krishna, what will I do with him? He's not going to fight also. And Duryodhana was like really depressed. My God, what is this Krishna? And then Arjuna said to Krishna, Krishna, I just want you. It doesn't matter. You fight, don't fight, doesn't matter. I just want you. And Duryodhana was like, this guy has lost it. Right? He was so happy, overjoyed. But then he shows outside, oh, I also would have chosen anyways like this. But anyway, Arjuna has made his choice. I will take the army. So that's how a consciousness of a person who is wanting something from Krishna works, right? Like is the same Mahabharata at the end also we see Gandhari, coming and cursing Krishna. It's because of you, Krishna, all these things happened, and then all whatever bad things happened all because of her sons. And then she had the audacity to go and curse Krishna that it's because of you all these things are happening. And Gandhari and Draupadi and Kunti and Pandavas, they never questioned Krishna again. Even after being in the right side of the equation, right?
Actually losing it.
And they never asked Krishna. But then on the other side, Gandhari thought, no, it's all because of Krishna. I lost all my sons because of Krishna only. Okay. Draupadi also lost her sons in a very unfortunate, unprofessional, irreligious manner. Ashwatthama comes and kills when they were sleeping, just chops them. Draupadi never asked Krishna, why you did this to me, Krishna? See, for a lady to, there are two things which are really, really she is affectionate about, extremely affectionate. Her brothers, her sons. Right? These two are the most, in terms of affection. Of course, husband and everything, other relationships are there, parents. But then these two are the most, in terms of where heart gets drawn. Right? Brothers and children. 2 brothers, 5 children. Killed like dogs. Ashwatthama actually tells, I'll kill you like dog. Drishtadyumna was begging Ashwatthama, just give me a Kshatriya death. It's okay, fine, no problem, kill me. Just kill me like a Kshatriya. Ashwatthama tells, no, I'll kill you like a dog. Slaughtered while sleeping. So imagine what will happen to a lady's heart. Right? Draupadi, but never ever put that on Krishna. She could have easily told, what are you doing, Krishna? What is this? How can you let this happen? In your presence, how can this happen? Never question. Krishna and the 5 brothers were staying in the other camp that night. As part of the whole arrangement, they just won the war. The custom that you live in the other camp. The entirety of army was stationed in the original camp. So Draupadi just understood, okay, fine, this is Krishna's will, it's fine. But for us, it's when we speak about it, it's just okay. We just really don't understand. I want to tell something. This is something which I learned from my my boss in my office. Our dear Gauri underwent this situation which I told you about, right? And then I was having back and forth to India, back here, and everything. And then when I told him about situation, he's like, first thing he said is, like he was really sad, and he's like, when he saw me also sad and not really able to do much, and he's like, yeah, I can imagine how difficult it is. But then very next breath, he corrected, no, I can't imagine. Usually we say, yeah, I can imagine. And then he corrected himself, like, no, I can't imagine because I have not gone through. Right? So unless we go through, we will never be able to really understand how hard it is. So for us, when we read about Draupadi and all these Pandavas and Kunti, okay, chalo, one more story. But if it happens, even a fraction of it happens to us, we are flat. Totally flat. Right? And that's when our, whether there is Vishwasa or not comes into, the whole, it comes into surface then. How much Vishwasa we really have built. What sort of Vishwasa do we have? Have we ever built any Vishwasa whatsoever with Krishna? Because Vishwasa is a relationship. Yeah. The more time you spend with somebody, you start developing Vishwas. Right? So you need to give time to a relationship to develop Vishwas. If we have Vishwas or not, that's when we get to know. It's not faith, it's not just belief. It's not just, oh yeah, I believe. No. You need to have this understanding. Yeah. Me understanding that, yeah, Ashish is going to do something or not is not just faith. And then we have had a relationship, has built over time, and then we understand now what can be expected, what cannot be expected. So, and that's what we see in the pages of Bhagavatam, that how these people actually behaved. How actually their heart, how was it working? In the moment anybody gets into that plane of existence wherein it really doesn't matter, Krishna, okay, fine, no problem. That's Atmanik Shepa. You don't question back. You're not asking Krishna, why not Krishna? Yeah. Because you understand whatever Krishna is doing, it's all good. It's all auspicious. Everything is auspicious. So you exist beyond time and space. Your existence is not faith. It's not leap of faith. This is built, experienced, and time-tested realization.
Yeah, the reason I use that phrase is because for very normal people like say me, it's a very challenging and long drawn and
Yeah, that's why we need to experience it. It takes time. See, faith is always blind. Vishwasa is not blind. Vishwasa has been developed. Just understand this example of what I said about Ashish, right? It's not built on first day. It's not built on something which is I don't even know. I feel like it. No. Vishwasa is built based on experiences. It can be also that, let's say Ashish is having a really good relationship with Prataprudra, let's say. And then I have Vishwas on Prataprudra, and Prataprudra says, I have Vishwas on Ashish. Then I can also let's say somebody just comes in to Amsterdam, new. And let's say Prataprudra is not there, but Ashish Prabhu is there. Yeah. And this person is really close friend of Prataprudra. And they just call Prataprudra and ask, do you know somebody whom I'm really in a difficulty right now. I need somebody to come and help me. Whom can I reach out to? And Prataprudra tells, go to Ashish. Even that is also not blind faith, because now there is a Vishwasa which is flowing from one place to another place, right? So when we study Srimad Bhagavatam, when we understand, it's not just blind, because there is an experience which has happened in someone else's life. Yeah. So blindly thinking that there is a stone outside and you go and pray to that stone, you'll get a son or a daughter or a new job or a promotion or whatever. That's where leap of faith is. Yeah. Because 100 people have gone and asked, 2 people have got. You only know story of 2 people. 98 people you don't know. Yeah. Isn't it? So many people go and do so many things in front of so many things to get something done. And then you only hear about true positives. Right? In data science, Ashishpur, only true positives you get to know. True negatives, you have no idea. False positives, you have no idea. Right? False negatives also, you have no idea. You only hear from a very small section of people who tell that, yeah, do this, whatever you want, it will happen. I had a friend 30 years ago. That time US visa was not like how it is now. In India, you have to just send paper copies. Embassy would process, and then so he kept sending and they kept rejecting. Somebody told him that you send him with a copy of Sai Baba. Put a picture of Sai Baba and then. So in his application, he actually put a picture of Sai Baba and then sent. And he got approved. Next 20 years, he has just spent life absolute devout. Right? But this is basically Kakataliya. This is what is called as Kakataliya. A crow is flying, comes and stands on sits on the one branch of a tree. The branch falls. The crow can think that I sat and this broke. Right? It's called as Kakataliya. And then we only, when things happen like this, it really feels like dramatic to us. It seems like magical to us, and then we, oh wow, it happened. This is how it is. That's not what it is. Surrender again is an active process. It has nothing to do with just faith. Needs time. You need to build relationship. There has to be an active relationship in surrender. Yeah. I think that's good enough for today. Okay. So we have Prasad from Govardhan, from Vrindavan, from Kanchipuram. So please come.
Or we will put in the plate.
I want to give everyone. Yes. Hare Krishna. Here, there is a few different ones. So keep giving. Oh, sorry, fell down. Pick it up, please. Yeah. Okay.